This is Dave Chapin, and I'm coming to you with the March company update. Had a lot of company meetings lately and given announcements there. So I don't have a lot to include in this month's particular update. I instead am going to give a little core values moment, I guess we'll call it. I happen to be right now at a conference in Las Vegas for the Associated Builders and Contractors. That is where I'm recording this in my hotel room. And the reason um, for that is ABC is celebrating its 75th anniversary. ABC stands for the Associated Builders and Contractors. Wilmer Electric has been heavily involved in ABC for over 50 years since we joined the Minnesota chapter, actually helped start the Minnesota chapter back in the early 70s. And it's a very important part of what we're all about. Or Wilmer Electric's involvement in ABC is strong. The second generation, Frank Chapin was the first treasurer of the Minnesota chapter. My father, John, was the national chair in 1990. I was the national chair in 2016. Both my dad and I have served as the chapter chair in Minnesota. Twice I was the Nebraska chapter chair. And so it's very strong part of who we are. So why? Why am I included in the company update? And why are we so heavily involved in ABC? And it comes down to Merit Shop. And that's one of our core values and one of the main things it is about Wilmer Electric. It's something we talk about a lot, but it's hard for us to define often to people. So what does Merit Shop mean? What Merit Shop means is, first off, at the company level, that things would be open and fair, open and free, a chance for every contractor to go after every job. You know, we have licensing laws and we have certain requirements and codes that electrical contractors have to live up to. We think those are important, and those standards must be met in order to get projects completed. But outside of that, we believe that things should be free and open. It's the American way to allow people to compete on their projects, that customers would get to decide who they wanted to use to be their contractor, and that the government wouldn't put restraints on that as long as the person lived up to, again, certain standards, codes, and common practices, that would be free to choose, that affiliations wouldn't matter, that freedom would reign. So that's Merit Shop at the company level. At the individual level, where it really matters is Merit Shop means we treat people like individuals. Each individual person gets their own review. Each individual person gets promoted based on their own merits. Each individual gets paid based on, again, their own merits. And so oftentimes people will mention, well, they don't see that in the workplace. They might have disagreements with it, and it's hard. We're 175 people. To make sure that everything's as equitable and balanced as it's supposed to be is nearly impossible. So there are always exceptions to places where you may feel like, well, that guy is better than this guy, or that's how that goes. And there's a lot of factors that go into those things. But at the end of the day, it's the individual who gets the different rewards. A simple way for that is at Wilmer Electric, we have different pay scales and guidelines for different positions. An apprentice one, they don't all get paid the same. There's a range. And that inside that range is where nearly every apprentice one is. And so then their deviations there can be based on lots of factors, availability of people in that area, the experience that that person gives, the background that that person has. So all apprentice fours, they're not paid the same, and they're paid differently based on again, experience and what they've done, and willingness to travel, a willingness to do different type of work, a knowledge, a willingness to take on responsibility can be factors for how different people get paid in different situations. But again, it comes down to that one individual person. And that is truly what the Merit Shop is all about. So, Merit Shop, that's what it means. That's what it is. Because we are people, you'll see and sometimes have discrepancies that you might disagree with. But as a general rule, when you stand back and you look at things at Wilmer Electric, that is how things go. And we think we do a pretty good job of making things equitable amongst people. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for your contribution and making Wilmer Electric a strong merit shop contractor. Have a great month, and we will talk to you later.
Hi, and welcome to the March employee informational update. We do have a couple of things that we will be going over. The first things that we will talk about, though, or go through are our new hires that we had in February, and then all of our anniversaries that we have coming up here in March. So let's start with the new hires. On February 10th, we had one new hire and one returning individual. We had Alex Stockton, who was an apprentice in Minnesota at the ADM facility, joining us on February 10th. And then we had Tegan Scogan returning as an apprentice in Nebraska on February 10th. And then on February 17th, we have Sam Barr, who was an apprentice in Minnesota, working at ADM. And we had Dusty Galler, who is a journeyman here in Minnesota as well, working at ADM. And then on February 28th, we have Nate Loomis who joined us as a PE intern in Nebraska. So welcome to those individuals, and we look forward to a long career here at Wilmer Electric. Let's go over the March anniversaries. On March 1st, we have Mason Eckstein, who will be here 1 year, and Mason is works part-time in the prefab department in Minnesota, and will be starting full-time in May. We have Trent Roloffs, who on March 1st will be here 4 years, and Trent is an apprentice in Minnesota. On March 6th, we have Ron Baker, who is a journeyman in Minnesota, will be here 22 years. And on March 14th, Matt Moore, who is a foreman in Oklahoma, will be here 3 years. And Bobby G, who on March 18th will be here 6 years, and Bobby is a general superintendent in Oklahoma. And then we have Regan Rickstein, who on March 20th will be here 2 years on his second time around, and then we add that into his previously 12 years that he had served or had been an employee here at Wilmer Electric. And Regan is a foreman in Nebraska. We have Terrence Young, who on March 23rd will be here 10 years, and Terrence is a foreman in Oklahoma. And on March 25th, Jonathan Escott will be here 1 year, and Jonathan is an apprentice in Minnesota. On March 25th as well, Dean Swart will be here 1 year, will be returning, and this will be his 1 year. Dean was here previously as well, similar to Regan. Dean is working part-time as a journeyman in Minnesota. Then we have Brandon Satterway, who on March 28th will be here 20 years, and Brandon is a general superintendent in Nebraska. And Brian Jenks on March 30th will be here 10 years, and Brian is a foreman in Minnesota. And we have Nick Pasco, who on March 31st will be here 17 years, and Nick is a journeyman in Nebraska. So thank you to all of you for your work that you do here at Wilmer Electric, and we look forward to another year of helping move Wilmer Electric forward. A couple of other things I wanted to go over with you. Just a reminder, the employee portal, if you want to find out information or change address, if you've moved and you need to change your address or your phone number, or your email has changed, or you want to update your W-4 information, please go to the employee portal to do that. There are still a few people who have not logged into the employee portal. You will be receiving another welcome email here in the next week or so to do that. So please take that opportunity to go in. If you have questions in regards to getting into the employee portal, please do not hesitate to call me, and I can walk through that with you, or your foreman can do that as well, as most of them have gone on and completed that too. From March 14th through March 21st, you will have the opportunity to take the employee survey again. It would be for our third year that we are completing this employee survey. So we ask that you do take the opportunity to do that. If you were hired before February 1st, you will be receiving an email in regards to this. Anybody hired after February 1st or January 31st would not be part of this survey due to needing to get information to them prior to that date. So just so you know, you haven't been left out. We just had some deadlines that we needed to meet in regards to that. Please take the time to complete it. It is completely anonymous, and we look forward to hearing from you for that. And then finally, just so everybody knows, currently we're in the middle of employee evaluations, and we will be completing those throughout the month of March. And so anybody who hasn't received one yet, please know that it is coming, and you should be being contacted by your either your project manager, your general superintendent, or foreman in regards to a time and date for that to occur. As always, feel free to contact me with questions that you may have. I look forward to another great month here at Willmar Electric.
Hello, good morning. This is a March monthly update for the Northern region. Just running through some of our current projects. We have, well, to start off with our school projects, we have BOLD project down in Olivia. Brian Jenks is the foreman down there. We have 2 projects in Lacaparo Valley Middle School, High School. And then we also have a project in KMS in Kirkhoven. The school in New London Spicer, there's 2 projects there. We have the middle school, high school, and the elementary project. And then also down in Redwood Falls, we're continuing to do work down at the elementary school. Roughing in is going well. Other jobs that are currently in progress. We have Living Hope Church Phase 2. We have the Open Door Church Education Edition. Should be starting here mid-March. We have the Peterson Brothers Funeral Home. And Beck's Distribution, nice project down in Olivia that should be doing some underground here this month. We also have Fresenius Clinic in Willmar, and that project is trimming out and finishing up here strong. We also have our crew down at ADM in Marshall, ongoing work there. Upcoming projects, we have Alexandria Apartments, looks to be starting late summer. And we also have Clean Chickens, which is another project we have here in Willmar with Marcus, probably starting in March. Job finishing up, we have FCMC Emergency Area Addition. Some of the additions that they had late in that project should be ending here April. Update on manpower, we are looking to add about 14 people from now through the end of May. So we could use your help. If you know someone who would be a good fit here at Willmar Electric, you can go ahead and encourage them to apply. A reminder for you, all the people out there, if you miss a safety meeting on Monday, you are responsible to make it up throughout the week. You can find the weekly safety meeting in the safety reference folder. It'd be great if we didn't have to follow up with you to make sure you got that done. So if you know you're going to be sick or you know you're going to be on vacation, just take it upon yourself to own it and get that safety meeting completed. Other items, we make sure you continue to punch in and out every day. Make sure you're using the quantity boards on your projects. Make sure you're reporting your equipment on your daily report. Please pay attention to the Genio schedule for your weekend. Some fun things. We just recently purchased a mini excavator. I'm going to be using it this month down at Beck's Distribution. So that's exciting. We also have a journeyman prep class starting in March 8th. So those of you that are signed up for that, make sure you're there, and it should be a great class. Hope you all are working safe, and we just wish you a good week. Thanks.